Here we have the very last one of the Blokees Kamen Rider Series 1. I think it's called Galaxy something like that. It doesn't actually write that on the box this time, but it usually says Galaxy on the Transformers one. This is my 5th complete series buying of Blokees. I've only bought the 4 Transformers series so far. The ones with 9 basic ones, not your light up ones and gimmicky ones. And then RC, just because, well, golly gee, they haven't put a woman here. So, statistically speaking, we should be getting the green figure today. Because, well, process of elimination. And let's see if I'm correct. Is it going to be the green figure? Ta-da! And it's the kitty cat figure. It looks like a kitty cat right there, doesn't it? Meow. Alright, so we got 2 bags. One is always going to be the stand, and it's probably going to be just a basic stand. Yep, it's not going to be the flight stand slash kickstand, which sounds like something on a bicycle. In other words, this is the flight and kickstand. If you haven't seen my previous 2 videos, this is the Kamen Rider Green Kitty Cat Warrior. I don't know its real name. I'll find it before I put the video up, that's for sure. And I have some other figures I wanted to do some comparisons. It's comparison times, but just for the actual series. Right here you get, well, okay, so this one is actually printed upside down. I'm going to have to call and complain. But usually you get one that's right side up. Like this right here, it's right side up. And then, oh, okay, so it's right side up for the directions. So you get the directions for the basic body build. There's some slight alterations, like the knees sometimes are different. See, they're showing you 2 different types of knees here. Sometimes there's paint on them, so you have to be really careful if you know anything about the figures. If not, you'd have to do what I do and strain your eyes to look at these teeny tiny little mirrored pictures, you know, really highly chrome reflective pictures, and hope for the best. All right. So when you're emptying your bag, make sure you got all the pieces. You might want to do an extra check because sometimes when it goes like this, it might catch a piece inside there. And just put it in the box just in case. Here we go. We got green kitty cat. Can't wait to build this one. All right. So first thing I like to do is build the chest. So today will be chest day. We put the little barbell joint right here. Okay. So let me let you, in case you want to do a freeze frame of the thing, and that's, for some reason, I guess the sun went in. Here's what it looks like. Here's like to show you how to put armor on. And then for this particular one, it's the mask and the little few pieces like that. That's gonna be a slight bit difference. But the frames is what we always build first. And then also kind of look to see if there's any leg pieces that you might need to put on by taking the feet off and putting them back on. It doesn't appear, he does have a ring around this leg, but I think that's going to be painted on. So it doesn't appear that there's going to be anything standing in the way of getting him built. So this is the lower torso. Look for a print. Oh, there's a print, so that's the front. Now when you're putting on this part of the body, this is the smooth side, and this is the side with letters on it, or numbers, or something like 18.1 or something. I'd like to put that to the back. I've yet to get one that's painted on the front, really at all. I don't know, maybe, but so that gives you an extra joint that you pull up. Well, you don't pull all the way up like that. You pull up just enough to get him to be able to bend. So it's kind of like your upper torso, a real human being. Okay, just put that down. We'll talk about this in a minute, but first off, we are going to get the crotch area. It needs this part right here, and it's doesn't matter which way you're going. It's not got an orientation on it. And here's the crotch with the joints. So these two are completely, there's no front or back. You might be going, well, that must be the front because it's not got a hole in it. Once you put this on, neither side really have a hole. So it doesn't matter. I've not found any of these that need a certain front to back ratio. I'm trying to look at it and see, like, because like the light being over here makes it look like it's longer that way, the shadows. So I'm sitting there going, am I wrong? Nope, it's the same. It's just there's a shadow going this way, so it makes it look like it is. And then we put the balls on the ball crotch. So now they do have a certain way they have to go. They can only go 1 of 2 different ways because there's a flat side and a circular side. So the flat side's like this, and it can go upside down as well. I'm just gonna put it that far right now. And I've already built 2 of these today. So if you're saying, well, you didn't put all the videos at a time, I like to stretch these out so I won't have too many videos, because I feel like some people are overwhelmed by the number of videos I put up per day. Now to get this attached to this, you're going to have a belt in between. You want the front of the belt right here. How do you know which one is the top? Is this the top or is this the top? On the bottom, there is a circle, and the side that has the indentia circle goes on the bottom to match that circle. So you put it like that. So there's nothing about that. It's just that there's no circle at the top except for the hole, and this is the front. Yes, there's something sticking out in the front because it holds onto the hinching device that's usually on his belt. For the legs, there is a right and a left thigh. This is definitely the left thigh because it's got buttocks on the back side. When you put on the leg joints, according to that picture, the right thigh is going to have green line. So got this piece. Let's start with the right side just to be sure. Here are the legs, but we have the lower thigh and the upper thigh. Oh, they're actually green. Okay, so one of them's green. And here's the black one. So it's actually the color of the plastic itself. It's not painted green. Now there is a front and back to these. The one that's cut higher is the back. You can clearly see which one's cut higher. You put these together. Sometimes it takes some force to get it in there. So let's go ahead and finish building the right leg since we're starting with it. I'm going to look for the knees. I'm looking at this, seeing if there's going to be a green knee. It looks like it's going to be a black knee. So here's one of the knees, and just to be sure, I'm going to find both knees before I build any of them. There's a hand inside of the head. It's just laying there, that's all. Here's the other knee. So both the knees are the same, so I wasn't sure if there's going to be a green knee on this one. All right, when you're putting the knees on, make sure that you have there's a hole in the bottom part. See how the light goes through there? And again, make sure that you got the front going front. You don't want the knees on backwards. There's a little line going on the inside of there. Just go ahead and put it on like that. I think this one, okay. So see there, the empty spaces right there? Whoa, I almost jumped across the room here. Maybe it's easier. It's easier to see on that side. See how it's got a little bit of an indentation there? Try to go in that angle, it's a lot easier. So bent, it snaps on. So when it straightens up, it kind of locks into place, sort of. Now look on the 2 different lower calves, see if they're anything different, and they're both the same. So proceed, the lower cut is in the back, the higher cut is in the front. And again, see how it's got a little bit of it's a little more narrow in this one section. Go in with that side, like at a 90-degree angle, and then pull up, like that. The feet are connected with a clear piece for the ankles. I'm not sure why they chose clear. I don't like clear plastic. I would understand if there's a light gimmick. There's no light gimmick. And then snap, snap. See how easy that was? Put that to the side. Here's the other leg. We got this piece. Again, make sure you got the front and the back of the thigh correct, because you can move it around when you're done if you need to. If you made a mistake, you can fix it later in post-op, after you get the knee on. After you get the knee on, it's easier to twist it. Without the knee on, it's not so much. And this one's a little bit harder to push in, so I'm going to go here where I can get a little bit more pressure. I think my fingers are just tired from building too much today. Okay, well, I can't quite get the full pressure on this one. Ugh, golly. Maybe I'll get the knee on first and see if it gives me a little bit more. I don't want to rely on it because I might end up cracking the knee while I'm trying to get some more torque on it. Maybe I'll try a little bit of twisting in it. Ah, there we go. It slid right in then. So sometimes you might just need to twist it a little bit. Give it a little bit of twist. So once again, turn the knee 90 degrees before you stick it on. It makes it a lot easier to go in. And then remember the circle, the open circle goes on the lower part of the leg. And once again, be careful that the lower cut goes on the back side. And I would straighten the leg out here so you can go a 90 degree here. There you go. So see, it goes a full like 180 degrees because it's double jointed. On the bottom, slide in the ankle and then the foot, and then it'll go click for the ankle and click for the foot. Like click, see that? Here, make sure you got the front, get the left leg on and the right leg on. It's easier to build the legs and then put them on. I found that out from the first of doing these. Now this is very much different from the Transformers build. If you built the Transformers and had no problems with it, you might not have a problem with this. These are more challenging in my personal opinion. All right, looking at the shoulders ever since the last thing, I want to make sure I got, now these are universal. They're both the same on this particular figure. Now they're not, that's not always gonna be true. You gotta look for the way the prints on some of them. Like Dino, or not Dino, I'm thinking of Decado. He's got a print on these his forearm. It looks like an orca, actually. It's black and white. I forgot. I just did the wrong thing. I built it from the I'm supposed to build the arms then put them on. It's a lot easier in the long run. All right, see what I mean? So where's the okay, here it is. So it's easier to just go ahead and build it, like put it together first and then put it on. Now, if you built the Transformers, your next instinct is to put this on here. I tried that the very first time because that was my instinct. It doesn't go in there. You actually have another dumbbell joint for the neck. By the way, that clear one, the reason I put it behind off the screen is because it's an extra one. You only get 2 for the legs, and you always get an extra one in case you're doing this and it snaps or breaks, or your legs be snap and break. Okay, so you get 2 dumbbell joints, and then you get an extra one just in case it breaks when you're putting it on. All right, now for the head, this is where you use the special instructions. So you got the body built. They're all pretty much the same. For the head, we have, the chest is a little different on this one. So let's follow the instructions for the chest. All right, this is the front according to the picture. This is the back. Okay, so we got to see how the 2 lines right there go straight through the thing. There's 2 little, actually on this one, there's not one, because I guess the front takes care of that. This other piece right here, this silver piece. So see how this silver piece has got these long lines like a plug-in for electrical outlet? That's gonna go straight through that piece of armor, this is the first time it's done that. Usually it's just added onto it, but that went straight through, depending on their better. And then there's 2 little points right here that go into the back, like an electrical outlet area too. And then, right now, he's not articulating in the chest because I got him collapsed. If you pull it up just a little bit, it makes him taller, and he has more articulation. So I think it's a really cool feature. For his head, we have this piece, and we have this piece, and that's all. There's just 2 pieces for the head. So we got this, and the mask that goes in front of it. You put it together, you got a really cool looking cat. He's a really cool cat. Let's zoom in and look at that kitty cat. I like this. This is probably one of my favorites. I like it. Looks like a green cat. He's a cool cat. All right. Now the shoulder pads are very different from the Transformers, the way they put them on, and they are universal, so it doesn't matter if you have a right or a left one. Sometimes that's not true, especially on Decade. All right, so let me look at the orientation on the picture. Okay, so it actually is like this. I was thinking the other way. On Transformers, you have to put them on top right here like that and go down, but they actually attach to this piece right here, which is very strange. It works pretty well though. It's just that, you know, when you're bending it, it keeps it from going all the way up like that. And when you're putting it back down, you have to remember to replace it back to its original position. So it won't hinder the complete and total articulation by making it, if they didn't make it move at all, you'd only go up this far. But since they made it where it could move, you can go up this far. All right, and there is some kind of weird weapon thing going on. It's, oh, okay, I see. So you put the 2 weapons together like a bat lift, I guess. Cool. I thought at first it was gonna be like a back and forth thing, like, cool. It's like a cat lift, like a bat lift, but it's a cat lift. All right, let's finish figuring out how to put these arm gauntlets on. So the arm gauntlets are killed out of stars, and I'm trying to, that picture is not really helping right here. It's so tiny. I can judge it from that. It goes, seems like it goes across the hand. So, and there's not a way to tell. Like, it doesn't show you on this. So sometimes there's just not a way. Let's see. Let's look at the card then. Okay, if I follow the card, this is actually the way it goes. I was about to put it the other way. In other words, looking at the picture, I thought it was going like this, but according to that card, I think it goes like this. And of course, if you watch the TV series, you could probably tell me if this is correct or not. I don't know. I have not seen this at all. I think it's cool looking. It's a cool cat. You know, I like cats. I mean, I don't like to eat them. I just like cats. So let's put his bat lift, or his cat lift, as I like to say, in his hand. Cool. Now, one of the cool things, if you haven't seen my other videos, is the articulation on these. You can guess how it articulates, because we got a ball joint in the hand that does a little bit. And of course, it can go on 360 degrees. The elbow can go 360 degrees around, but then go up 90 degrees and go back, stops. The head's on a ball joint in the top part, and it goes a little bit at below the neckline, but the neckline pretty much seals it in. He's got articulation, if you pull him apart, he's got articulation up here because of that special joint. Here's what's really cool. The ball joints in the legs, you might be thinking, well, he can't go very far. Actually, he can make a full split. Watch. You got to wiggle the ball out from the crotch. Like there's that ball you put on. It actually slides back and forth for a reason. So you can get all these really cool moves, like he could do a split. But then you're like, oh no, he's got a horrible, just like he's a cowboy. Just push it back together. That's the cool thing about that joint. And of course, he has an upper thigh swivel. He's got double jointed knees, which he can kick himself in the butt, literally. And he's got, of course, the ball joint on his leg. Now, he does have a stand. Oh, I forgot one more thing for him is this thing. And this is his hinching device. And according to the picture right there, that little circle, the little green circle goes to the right. See right there? Okay, he does have a stand that you can put his feet on. So if you want to put him in some dynamic poses, like he's hanging one leg. So let's be honest, he can stand on one leg pretty much without it. It's just he stands better with it. Like I'm shaking the table, and I don't know if you know that or not, but he's still standing. So they got excellent standability when it comes to just the play value. If you do want something a little bit more like elaborate, you can use these stands instead. These are like flight stands. They clip around the back of them. And they got a ball joint, so you can put them in like flight modes, or like he's kicking really super mode. And let's see how big these are compared to other figures you might have in your collection. So this is one of those cheaper figures from the Dollar Tree. It's one of the robots that I was painting some glow-in-the-dark paint on him. And I was like, first one, it's not changing him white. And I realized that this is actually just clear, basically. So I went out and bought some green for the bad guys. So that's cool. But here's the Acrim, I think is his name. ACRM, I think. So that's what he looks like beside of him. So he's a little bit shorter than Acrim, which is actually one of the bigger 3 3/4 figures. If you're not convinced with that, of course, you might have a Micro Man figure in your collection. These are 8 centimeters tall. So he stands taller than 8 centimeters tall. Now he's not, it's hard to say his scale because of the fact his head is oversized, proportionally speaking, but it's not ridiculously oversized. It's not super deformed. So when you put them side by side, they could belong in the same universe pretty well. If you want to put him in the same universe with, say, Halo figure, he could be a giant, sure. If you have Power Rangers figures from the smaller era, when they started making smaller figures, it may work as like a smaller person. You know, there's smaller people, you know, of course. People comes in all shapes and sizes. And then if you have 3-inch figures, I probably wouldn't put him with the Flash unless you're gonna make him into a giant robot. So it depends on how you want to play with him. I don't know what his function is. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy in Kamen Rider, but he has a henching belt, which makes me think he's a good guy. I just think he's cool. He's probably gonna be my favorite one to play with. So if you look back on my videos, the bear I thought was creepy at first because it's the Teddy Ruxpin. His is a henching belt, so I guess he's a good guy. The only one that doesn't have a henching belt is this guy, and I'm pretty sure he is a booger, like a bad guy. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite one. Now, I do like the way the Geats look. It looks kind of like a cat, kind of cool. And I do like the way Decade looks. Although now I think about it, every time I kept talking about Decade, I'm talking about Dino. I think that was the one with the train. So maybe I don't know Decade. I've seen Decade episodes. I think I'm getting them mixed up with Dino. Oh, this whole time people are watching my videos going, you know, dummy, it's Dino. You're getting it wrong. It's Dino. I know now. I just realized that. But you probably didn't watch this video after I failed on all the other ones. So anyway, yeah, I don't know anything about him, but he's cool. So please tell me he's one of the good guys in the movie, and he's really, really cool, and he's like cool like a cat. Because I like green and black, and he's got like a Green Lantern cool cat figure. He's got the coolest colors out of all of them, although I do like black with gold, but there's no black with gold figure in this particular collection. Yeah, out of all the colors, I do like the black with the red, but I think that's the special one that I did not get. He would have replaced Decade, and you know what? I'm fine not getting him. Now, if he replaced this guy, I would rather have this one, or if he replaced this one, since he looks more like this one, like same shoulder pads and everything, except for he's got the legs of this and the shoulder pads of that in red. If you replace this one, then I'd rather have the rare guy. He's 1 in 4 cases. These, if you get a case, you'll get all 9 of these figures that I got showing. If you don't get this one, you'll get this one. But that's a 1 in 4 chance from the cases. All of them are 1 in 9 chance if you buy them individually. All right, so let me know in the comments if this is a good guy, if he's really cool, if he's a cool cat, or maybe he's like, you're like, what are you talking about, dude? He's a raccoon. I'm like, I don't know. I've not seen the show. And sometimes, I tell you right now, I have a cat named Little Bit. Sometimes he looks like a raccoon. I can't tell. From a distance, sometimes like, is that my cat or is that the raccoon? One time I was like, come on, come on. I was trying to get him to come out of the tree. And I was like, I pulled out my light on my flashlight on my pocket. I was like, oh crap, you're the raccoon. And the raccoon was like, what do you want from me, buddy? Yeah, I was like, I thought it was my cat in the tree. It was like a little bit off the ground, like 7 feet off the ground. But yeah, he was just staring at me like I'm an idiot. It was at nighttime. All right. And the reason also I say that is like, all right, well, how did you see at nighttime? The front porch light was on, so I could see his eyes glowing. So anyway, you're like, yes, I want to know more. Please spend another 5 minutes talking about your cats. I like him. He's cool. He's a cool cat. I think this is going to be my favorite one. I'm going to one thing you can't do with these, you can't put them in your pockets and carry them around unless you're really skinny and you have baggy pockets. I'm the opposite. So I did do an Ultraman figure in my pocket because these things are extremely sturdy. So I thought surely he'll like be fine in my pocket, being my little pocket pal. Like I'd like to take him hanging out with me. Him, I'm starting to get a little leery of because his feet have popped off a few times. So I'm going to try to. He's not going to be in my pocket as much. And then of course the Flash. These are why are these figures over here? Because they're my pocket pals. I take them with me sometimes when I go places. If I'm feeling like a really small day, we got this guy. But he's been my favorite because he's black and gold. So that's why he's in my pocket. The reason I say I wouldn't put him in your pocket, when I took Ultraman in my pocket, their necks have this liner going around inside. The back of my Ultramans broke off. And so now I'm scared to death to take them in my pocket. Now, I'm not saying, oh no, he's going to break when I'm playing with him. No. I don't play rough with my figures to begin with. And also, it's fine. It's just that when you're something is in your pocket and you're sitting down, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on it. And I'm sure he was like, maybe my cell phone, because it was my left pocket, my cell phone was probably providing a place and his neck went back and snap. It's probably what happened to him. Ugh, that's horrifying to think about. Oh, here's the Mugatu. Is that the name of it? Mugatu? But yeah, he's not proportionally well with that guy. And I know you want to see one more, so we'll put in this guy right here. So if you want to pretend like the Ninjago figures are trying to relate to these guys, kind of like the Robotech had to use the Veritech fighters to fight hand to hand with the Zendrati, larger people. You can pretend like that. That's a good idea. You guys are smart. You guys are so smart. This is really cool. All right, so thanks so much for watching. Again, which one is your favorite figure now that I've done all of these on video? You can go back and watch all my videos. Some of them were live. These last 3 were not live. Was it this dude, this dude, this dude? See, I don't know their names. I know Geets. I know Teddy Ruxpin. I know Decade. I know Blue Lightning Man, Blue Lightning Bug, Green Cat, White Geets, Yellow Eye Geets, Purple Kamen Rider, and Kamen Rider with a half of a mask. That's their names, right? I don't remember. But let me know which one's your favorite in the comments. Have a great day.